Welcome in, Kia ora, to another episode of the Podfathers. We got episode 2 popping on YouTube here. So, Tom, it's your debut here on the pod in terms of YouTube. So good to have your awesome background and face on this. How's it been last couple weeks?
Yeah, it's been good. I'm ashamed to not have been here last week after I didn't wake up, but yeah, it's been good. But been enjoying the Padres of some sorts.
Yeah,
Obviously, this
yeah,
road stretch hasn't been anything special. These injuries haven't been anything special, but yeah, glad to be back home.
yeah. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, the definitely having a little bit of a dip in form here. Definitely down to injuries, like you're saying, but by the looks of it, so hopefully we can get some boys back here soon. But Nick, you're looking dapper. Looks like you just closed like a huge account or something. How you doing?
Yeah, I did. It was actually it was pretty big, small for me. 4.6 bill. So with a B. No, I'm just kidding. No, just a little job interview. Decided to pop on as quick as I could, but I'm doing good, man. I'm feeling a little under the weather. You can probably hear I'm a little congested. Would love to get healthy, but more importantly, would love for the San Diego Padres to get healthy. They're little hanging by not a thread because Tatis is more than a thread, but
Yep.
yikes. Let's just say yikes.
Yeah, definitely. I think like the hot start was just engulfed us in all this positivity and we're just gonna keep going and it kind of papered over the cracks of like, oh, we just lost Merrill. Oh, we just lost Cron. We all knew, obviously we're aware of that. But when we start to reflect on the last, 5, 10, 12 games now, it's like, oh yeah, we're missing a lot of guys, and that is definitely affecting the way that we've been playing lately. So the record still looks great because of that hot start. But we definitely are needing some reinforcements for sure. So we're currently sitting at 17-8. Again, we're recording after the last road trip and the final game against the Tigers here. So up to date on these standings as the time of that we're recording. Still good for first in the NL West because the Cubbies took care of the Dodgers. Thank goodness. Good for second best record in the MLB now behind the Mets. They've been on a heater here recently, and I think they have the same home record maybe as us. They're 12-1 at home. So they've been off to a really, really hot start. As for us, we just went 2-4 on this last road trip against the Astros and the Tigers. Um, Again, not the best road trip ever. At least for me personally, a good rule of thumb is just be 500 or better, right? If we're away from home. I mean, we kind of played the Astros when they're starting to get hot. The Tigers have the best record in the AL, so considering the lineup that we've had, um, I guess it's fine. Good thing that we didn't get swept. We at least stole a game from each series. But Tom, what were your kind of your thoughts here on this last road trip?
Yeah, it's been rough. We definitely need to get home now, get that home atmosphere behind us. We've not been great, and obviously the injuries have really messed us up now. This team's full of dogs, and those dogs are the El Paso Chihuahuas. So it's annoying, really annoying. But I think, yeah, like I said, just if we can get home now, get that home atmosphere behind us. Hopefully, some of these guys are going to start like having their rehab assignments or just coming straight into the lineup. That'd be class. But like you said, 500 is like where you kind of want to be on the road. So it is a bit annoying. It's better than 0-6. I'm more than happy that we're not 0-6. But yeah, it's not great, but it is what it is. We're still got one of the best records in MLB. So
Yeah, definitely. So, uh, yeah, again, it to me, it's really down to injuries. Also, just playing teams when they're hot or not is something that goes into it. The Astros, when we were coming into the game, I think they were like 8-10 or something like that. They were a little under 500, and you could tell when they were playing us, they're starting to hit their stride. So it's all about timing too, right? When teams are playing each other, and for that, I feel like for the Padres, we have such a target on our back now in terms of when we're going to go play someone. It seems like that team starts to really elevate their game. So that's something that they're gonna have to deal with going forward. The expectations are there. The league is aware of the stars and kind of the success that we've had recently. So every series is going to be a dogfight. But yeah, Nick, what were your what thoughts on this recent road trip here?
Kind of the same, same deal, just banged up. The fact that they're getting wins in this situation, it's not a perfect road trip. It's not kind of what we expect, from the early goings of the year. Um, but just the fact that we're getting contributions here and there from guys that
Hmm.
are, to put it rudely, replacement level players,
Yeah.
the fact that, Iglesias is coming up with a big hit here and there. McCoy's he's playing good defense late in the game or early in the game, the whole game.
The whole yeah.
Like it just kind of speaks to the culture for me. It speaks to the culture top to bottom. Mike Schilt, I think it was last year, talked about like, we're not gonna win with 26 guys this year. It's gonna be 38 guys. Like it's
Hmm.
gonna be, it's a village, right? The old saying, it takes a village. So, where it wasn't, as pretty as it could have been or as how a Padres fans would want it to be, it does give me hope that like hopefully just the culture and the energy that this organization has top to bottom will
Hmm.
be good enough to kind of get us through the dark times. Because it's like, look, we're in first place. Look at the lineup. Look at yesterday's lineup, or yeah, like look at the losses, and you're like, you're gonna lose games, but if you can go and steal wins here and there when half of
Yeah.
your lineup is out, it gives encouragement. So it is, it's earlier in the season. I know that's like a sin to say as a Padres fan, like you're not allowed to say it's early, but like it's early enough. Injuries are happening now. Hopefully, we nip it in the bud now and it doesn't happen later. But you know, a tough road trip, going far and wide, frankly. If you come back home with some wins under your belt, it's always a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, if again, like losing the series is never good, but if you can avoid the sweeps here and there, especially when you're looking at a lineup like you said yesterday, Nick. I mean, just to go over it, we had Toddy leading off, and then we had Sheets hitting second, Machado third, Bogarts fourth, Tirso fifth, Oscar Gonzalez sixth, Iglesias seventh, Wade eighth, Maldonado ninth. Compared to the opening day roster, or even the first few games when we were flying, you're missing Merrill, you're missing a Rise, you're missing even Hayward, stuff like that. So, there's a lot of missing pieces there. And in terms of the comment that you made of Schilt saying, yeah, this isn't going to be a 26 man team. It never is. And to really kind of have that as an expectation for guys that aren't on that opening day roster is super important for the culture, like you're saying. So, just out of curiosity, with all the injuries that we've already had, I am doing a quick little look, and it looks like we have used everyone that's on the 40 man at the major league level already, except for five guys. We've used 35 that are currently on it. That's not including anyone that's been transferred to the 60-day IL that's already been on the field this year, which I don't think is the case. But everyone on the 40 man except for Henry Baez, Ryan Bergert, Omar Cruz was up at the major league level for a little bit. Stephen Kolek has not made an appearance yet. Ron Marinaccio and Luis Campusano. There's five guys on the 40 man right now that have not played a role yet in any major league action, and we are 25 games into the season. So that just puts a little bit of context as to how bumpy it has been here early on. So and then just to kind of run through this IL list too, just so all the listeners are aware, which I'm sure most of you are, but just to give it some extra context, we have Luis Rise on the IL, and this is just position players here. Luis Rise on the IL 7 day with the concussion. Merrill, Crone, Lockridge, and Hayward. As for pitchers, we have Darvish, Waldron, Hoeing, Reynolds, Musgrove, and Brito. So that's not just like guys that are injured that are shown up on that list. Like these are extremely important players to the success of the San Diego Padres here. So, yeah, it is going to be a little bit bumpy. I think we're just kind of need to ride that wave, like I mentioned on Twitter, and like you said, Nick, if we can just smooth out some of these L's here and turn them into wins, then eventually we'll get a lot of these guys back and look to push forward again. But Tom, I kind of wanted to touch upon some of the struggles that we've had too with some of our stars here, that I personally would like to have see some putting the team on their back per se with all these injuries. And Manny and Xander, unfortunately, in the last, week, 10 days, once these injuries got bad, have gotten a little bit cold. Uh, what are your thoughts here on how specifically those two have performed, but pretty much everyone outside of Sheets and Toddy consistently, I feel like we're not getting the production that we need here.
Yeah, I mean, Bogey's obviously been poor. Manny's just kind of going through a rough patch. I think we kind of like not expected it from Xander, but like he's not been anything special these past couple of years.
Hmm.
Um, but if there was one that I was going to worry about, it would be Machado. But kind of like looking into going off topic now, looking
Yeah.
into some of these guys that we've brought up because of injuries, it's almost like a blessing in disguise just to see like who is going to perform at the major league level. For example, Oscar Gonzalez, he's come up and he's been pretty decent.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's probably going to stay up now. Whereas Connor Joe, although he's only had 9 at-bats, he's not got a hit and struck out 6 times. So I think yeah, it's kind of a blessing in disguise at the
Mhm.
moment, just seeing who can perform at the major league level. Hopefully Tirso can get a couple more at bats, and we'll see how he's looking. He hasn't looked terrible, to be fair. He's only struck out once. Got a walk to his name. Still looking for his first hit, but yeah, this is definitely the time that we need the bigger guys to step up now, especially
Mhm.
the captain Manny. Obviously good that we got Tatis, Sheets, and those two basically
Mhm.
performing
Yeah.
for us. So yeah, it's rough at the moment. I think Manny will get out of it quite easily.
Yeah.
Um, we know what he's like. We've seen him now for what, 10, not 10 seasons, 6 seasons. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think with Xander as expected, but Manny hopefully he can get out of it soon.
Yeah, no, and to be fair too with Manny, he usually starts the season a little cold. Just for whatever reason, his like April, sometimes May are a little cold, and then he just absolutely heats up come when the weather does as well. And whenever Manny's struggling, it's the power's not there. He's always gonna find a way to get on base, or sometimes he'll have like some excess double plays he grounds into, but average, he's still hitting above 280. I know it's an old school metric, but just as a baseline there, he's 5 for 25 his last 7 games, 14 for 54. So he's hitting 260 over the last seven, but only 2 home runs. So for me, that's where the power seems to drop a little bit with Manny there. Nick, in terms of, I like the interview part that Tom brought up here. But these guys getting their interviews just like you just had, right? To make that little combination. Yuli, I mean, Yuli's getting a full-time interview right now. That's probably going to turn part-time. McCoy, Connor Joe, Tirso, they're all 1 for 29 here in their last 29 at bats collectively. So, like Tom said, kind of a blessing in disguise that some of these guys are getting a little interview here. But yeah, I mean, any of these guys gonna stick if it's not for an injury going forward?
I don't know. Um, you know, you're you always need depth, right? You always do. I think that if guys can play defense and or can run, they'll have a spot, like there's gonna be a time where you gotta pinch run for a Gavin Sheets, right? Or you gotta pinch run for a catcher or something. So as far as like them coming up and having collectively, what'd you say, one hit, 1 for 29? So he said.
Yeah, last 29 at bats. Yep.
I mean, that's just like, look, you're going from one level of the game to another. Like
Yeah.
there's an adjustment period, and you know what? Like, I don't know when Jackson Merrill's hamstring's gonna feel better. I don't. I think I saw today Cronenworth is like mid-May
Yeah.
return. So who knows? For now, they're gonna have to perform. Like they're gonna have to, or we're gonna lose games. And that kind of goes back to what I said about the culture. Like, hopefully, the culture brings out the best in these guys and
Mhm.
accelerates their ability to be successful at this level. I mean, that's really all you can hope for. But long term, there's going to be a spot for a guy here or there, a guy that can pick it a little bit. Like, yeah, like I'm
Hoopin'.
cool with bringing in a dude in the ninth inning who's like, we saw him run down a ball, like down the line or, make a great play or steal a bag here. So my hope is that 1 for 29 turns into,
2 for 29 at least.
2 for 20, 2 for 30, and then, go
And
on
then
from
he's
there.
gone.
So hopefully, I don't know. Curious what Trev thinks, though.
Yeah, Trev, how you doing? Good to see you.
What's up, boys? Good to
Guy
be
made
here.
it.
Love you guys. Hey, Tom.
Hey, what's going on? I've missed you.
Bro, I've missed you.
Like his
It's
background's
been
pretty
it's
Missed
been
your
sick.
so
sexiness.
long.
That
I
tash,
love your
that
background
tash.
too. That's dope.
Thank you. Back home now.
All ready for the YouTube.
Relax.
I mean, I just popped on. I have no idea what we're talking about, but I just want to see Yuli gone. Make that 1 for 29. It. See you, bud.
Yeah, we were just going over Yuli, Connor Joe, Mason McCoy, and Tierso are combined one for their last 29. So Tom was
Oh,
saying,
really?
good to like it's kind of a blessing in disguise that some of these guys are getting some like quote unquote interviews here to see if
hmm
they're ready for the major league level. Looks like they probably aren't yet,
I like
but
McCoy. He has a dope glove. He's been making plays out there from what I've seen. I remember last year we brought him up too for
mhm.
Song, and he did pretty well, and I was pleased with his performances. So I mean, he's a nice defensive piece. Keep him on the roster as long as we need him. I don't hate him. I do hate Yuli. I do hate Connor Joe. They could kick rocks. But yeah, I like McCoy, I like Sheets. I like Lockridge, of course,
Mhm.
as we all know. But yeah, man, we just need to kind of play 500 baseball with Merrill out and Arise out and Crone as well, and just get through it, and then we'll get hot again. Still one of the best teams in baseball.
Yeah, I like it. I know that's exactly our sentiment too here. Is just gotta just ride the wave. We'll just
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. I mean, yeah, like completely agree with you, Lee. I think we've been banging on this drum for quite some time now, but the initial signing of him just did not make any sense
Any sense.
whatsoever. I mean, just the yeah. So
Or Hayward.
Hayward, same with Hayward, but Hayward's showing to maybe have a little bit of value here. With I know he hasn't done too well, but
What about Maldi? Like horrible.
he's been bad. I think like the only thing that's saving him is how he calls a game. Probably that doesn't show up on his
But the
stat sheet.
pitchers all call their games now, so
I
he's
know.
like that skill he has is useless.
Yeah, and his baseball savant numbers in terms of defense have been there. It's like 29th percentile or something.
Oh,
It's like
really?
if you got a guy that can't hit like or run, probably want him pretty
But mine
good
and Nick's boy
defensively.
Tyler loves him, so we'll give him a break for now. Get him
True.
in there a little bit longer, extend the leash. But yeah, I'm pretty fed up with him, bro. He's just so slow. Can't get on base. He's
Super
hitting
slow.
below 200. I think Diaz is hitting below 200 as well. It's just a nightmare. Give
Yeah.
can't be a shot, in my opinion. He can hit it a little bit.
What do you mean a
But
shot? He's
he-
been got shots. It's not like he's this
oh, we're
fresh rookie.
disagreeing now. Damn it. I
Campy's
mean, he
had
hit
how many shots has
300.
he had?
He hit over 300 when he got called up, not last year, but the year before.
How many at
2023,
bats?
bro.
Like how many at bats is that? Like 40?
No, it was like 40, 50
Ryan?
games. It was a lot.
Ryan?
It was like 200 ABs, bro.
35 maybe.
No, whatever. He's hitting 400 in the minors right now. All right. That translates to at least
I think it's like
two
60
But
at
it
bats.
doesn't. But it doesn't.
It
He
does.
always rakes at the big league level. If he's so good, trade his ass.
Sinuses.
Package him with Febreze and
No,
yeah, I know. Here's
not
what's
not the
gonna happen.
rise.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Dallas.
We're gonna
Two
we're
catchers
gonna
going
package
inland.
salad and Febreze with Campy, and we're gonna go get Ronald Acuna.
No way. No,
Oh,
I wouldn't
Bang!
do it. I wouldn't do it.
you wouldn't
I would
do
not
Why?
do.
that? I would do that.
I would not do that.
I would do
I would
that.
absolutely not do that.
Because of DeVries?
100% because DeVries. It's
DeVries
not
is
That's
going to
fair.
be sensational.
That's fair.
It's nasty.
That's fair.
that like that's
Rise
the
is our
only
best prospect in
He
ages
should be
now. Since
untouchable.
Tatis, probably.
Okay, but
Tom. You
I
must
just
have
want
read the
everybody.
docket.
I just want everybody here to just for a second, imagine this lineup with
Oh, I
Ronald
know.
Acuna in
I
it.
know. Also, Acuna's contract is unreal. So,
Unreal. You wouldn't miss him. You wouldn't miss
how
him.
many
What if
years does he have
Leo's
left?
the next Acuna though?
That's the thing.
How many at bats does DeVries have?
No, how many years
No, I
does
know, I
Acuna
know.
have?
I
How
would
many
do it. I
MVPs
would
does
do it. I
Acuna
would
have?
do that. I wouldn't do it for Sandy. I would do Salas for Sandy, but I would do DeVries and Salas for Acuna all
Acuna's
day.
injured too much as well. That's the one thing
True.
that would scare me. Made of
I'd
glass.
also do it for Trout. Dial me.
Trout,
Trout,
bro. Maybe
Trout, like
5 years
leading.
ago.
Trout's like second in the league with homers right now.
Trout can't stay healthy, bro.
He'll
He
be
was
out
second
by
in the league in
May.
homers last year before he was out for the season. I had him in fantasy.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, just to kind of circle back on Campy too, he's a career 250 hitter with 525 at bats. So
Did
he,
you see that play where he allowed 3 runs on
I
a
did.
walk?
He sucks defensively.
Yeah,
Fine.
he's gonna be up for the bat. I do not want to see him behind the dish anymore. He's a DH first base type of guy for me
I
personally.
think our lineup
Yeah,
is
put him at
too
first.
good to waste innings behind the plate that will hurt us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if there's one guy in the lineup that sucks, like just
It can be the
sucks.
catcher.
It could be the catcher.
Yeah.
Like I'm cool with that.
That's why I've been okay with it. It just kind of sucks watching
For
Maldi
now.
like
Yeah,
But just
like
even
one out and
Maldi,
he just grounds into a DP, just so slow.
dude, I can't.
He's
Well,
so
the
slow.
hitting, it's like one thing. You know that if there's a guy on first, like when he bunted and struck out bunting because he can't even do that, and Toddy came up, I was like, I'm fine with that. Don't end the inning on that. You know?
Yeah.
It could turn into like the intentional strikeout situation sometimes.
Seriously.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like
it's
one
that
out,
bad.
first
stay
and
in there.
second, or like bases loaded.
Mhm.
Like they might be like, dude, just go
But
take it.
the
Like,
issue I have with them too, though, is like I know Woods was touched on this. Like they can't catch the ball for whatever reason. Like both of
yeah, it's
them
weird.
are just like cannot catch the ball, and it's like
Oh yeah.
I don't know
Maldi had a
what.
pass ball on one in the dirt where he could have like slid and got in front of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and he
think
had,
Like it
yeah,
he
a
had
wasn't
couple
another one
runs
where he
scored on
just
that.
didn't catch it. Like it literally, like
Yeah,
his
I
glove just
remember that
was
play.
not. So I don't know. I like to me that's the thing. If they're gonna be just like a black hole offensively in the lineup, like I want to see an
They
Austin
have to be
Hedge
sick
type.
defensively.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah,
know,
or yeah, be like a Higgy.
this is more on the offensive
Should have
side because I
re-signed
agree
Higgy.
defensively.
Yeah.
I know we should have re-signed Higgy, but
Yes.
I saw something today that was like the argument that your worst hitter should bat 7th, not 9th.
I did see
And
that.
like
I saw that
I
too.
think
I'm
that's
okay with that. Like I don't hate that. Like I like the concept of like a second leadoff, especially when Tatis Jr. is your one hitter.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know that it's happened enough times to where I'm like up in arms in it, but kind of like what you were saying, Trev, like the double play with Tatis on deck just kills you. Like
Horrible.
it sucks. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, I don't offhand, I'm not sure what you would do differently right now, but I almost wonder if you try to get a better bat in front of Tatis, like not in front of as in moving Tatis, but like in the 9 hole. Like I don't know. I don't know if there's anything to that. I don't really have any ideas, but like I do like the idea of not having the absolute worst hitter in your lineup hitting in front of Tatis, after the first
Yeah.
inning.
Put Tirso there or Lockridge when he gets back.
Maybe, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'm even down for like the worst hitter being 8th. That 7th, sometimes there's some premium at bats, like in
Yeah,
some
8's
elongated
not gonna
innings
be
where
better.
you can get 7 at bats easy. You know,
Yeah.
like
Or
I don't
like
know.
somebody fat. If you had somebody fast, like Lockridge,
I was gonna say
fast.
fat.
Like,
Or even Wade right now.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Wade or Lockridge, if they get on base, they're probably gonna have to throw Tatis more fastballs, especially if that run counts, because they
Mhm.
probably don't want to just give him a free 90 feet, especially if he's just on first base. Like
Yeah.
they can't just give up the steal. So Tatis, they're in maybe seeing more fastballs in the zone. I've noticed like he has swung at that slider down and away a little bit more in the last week. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
And
Like,
that's
he's
probably
done
him
some-
because he has to try to feel like he needs to do more.
Exactly. The whole team's on his back right now, so he's
Yeah.
pressing. So maybe there's something to that, or I don't know. Maybe they unlock something in Maldi or whatever that we found in Higgy. What was that, June last year? He hit like 9 homers.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't see
Crazy.
I don't see the power stroke in those guys.
Yeah,
I do like Diaz more. I think his ceiling is a lot higher, but
And
um I kind of want to dig a little bit more into the Acuna talk that you guys were mentioning though, because Tom mentioned is he the best prospect since Fernando in terms of DeVries,
You
not
mentioned
no
Acuna.
it.
DeVries, yeah.
I mentioned, but Tom just mentioned it right now. I have it on the agenda here. Tom, is he the best prospect since Toddy?
I mean, you could probably make an argument for Merrill,
Yes.
but
Oh, Merrill, yeah.
I think it'd be close between the two.
And there's James Wood too.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yeah,
why chucking that in there. I mean, even when
yeah, I forgot
Abrams
about
came
him.
up, like he was hot, but
He
I don't
was
know.
number one.
Abrams
Yeah,
and Gore were quite close to number
yeah,
one, weren't
Gore.
they?
hmm
Hmm.
I still think in terms of ceiling, I feel like DeVries he almost has that like ceiling slash aura that Toddy
Hmm.
kind of had too, where Merrill was always a high prospect, but I mean he just like shattered expectations like right out of the gate. So
They kept Merrill quiet. I almost thought that was a strategy by the Padres because they didn't want people to ask for him in trades. Like if you've noticed, like all the guys that they dealt were super hyped up, but Merrill, no one said a peep about, and he ended up being the best player out of
I
mm,
all.
remember going to spring training and watching him and being like, why have I not heard more? Like, I
yeah,
totally agree with that,
like
Trevor.
it was
Like, I remember being
Hassel,
like,
Hasselwood,
Yeah,
Hassel.
very
yeah.
hmm
interesting.
And I was like, why? Like, I feel like I've heard this name, whatever. They're trying him out. And like, I saw him take like 3 at bats, and I was like, this guy looks
That's just so
legit.
Preller to like
Like,
hype
It
up the
is.
guys you want to trade.
Yeah, it is.
Like Esteri Ruiz, so hyped.
no, trust me, bro. He's so good.
Exactly.
Dude, he's so fast. I'd have Mr. Reese on my squad.
Yeah.
But I guess so. Nick, you would pull the trigger for Acuna on and DeVries, Salas, and what was the other one?
Campy had
Campy.
50 games, 160 at bats, by the way, in 2023. He hit 319.
What
Same.
happened to him?
Uh,
He hit
what
250
happened?
last year.
Okay, listen, I have my
He
own
sucks on D though.
things about Campy that we'll save for not podcast time. But here's my thing. I'm gonna say something anti Padres here. Okay, hold on to your hats.
Oh no. Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Thank God. He has no idea.
He has no idea.
You think you're so funny.
Sorry, that was my AI in Zoom. It heard
Yeah, right,
anti-Padres and it muted you.
right.
Damn, he was going in. Damn.
I think
All right, take two.
that outside of Jackson Merrill, Fernando Tatis Jr. does not count for this, by the way, because he's a
Oh.
unicorn and he would have been Fernando Tatis Jr. in any capacity. You have to go back to like Chase Headley, Khalil Green, Jake Peavy, Tony Gwynn. Outside of that, who am I missing that the Padres have called up from their system and
Developed
have been legit big leaguers?
Adrian Gonzalez.
Not in our system.
Yeah, Adrian was,
No,
right?
he wasn't. Nope. He debuted
Marlins?
with Texas. He debuted
Texas.
with Texas. He was drafted by the Marlins, debuted in Texas, traded to the Padres.
So are you saying they had to be a dude? Because Paddock got called up through the system, but he's mid.
Paddock sucks.
Yeah.
I'm saying who have the Padres brought up through their system that has
Developed.
proven, I don't need to say, not even superstar, but like you're a big leaguer, you're
Oh,
good, like you're a good player. You are
all
good
the
at the big
2010
league level.
20 teens, like that's why
Nobody
we're so bad because we couldn't develop anyone. Like,
can't develop anybody. So
Trey
my
Turner.
thing
They
is
trade everyone.
yeah.
exactly. So my argument for Acuna is follow the model, follow it. Let's go.
Mhm.
Acuna, you know what? Like injuries are injuries, whatever. But I just feel like he would thrive. You don't have to be the guy.
Oh,
way.
Brian.
We got Bryan Swarberg loading in. No way. What a dog.
Let's
No
go.
No
What a
way.
guy.
This is happening.
Wow. You were just, dude, you joined in at the perfect time, Brian. And I bet
Oh,
you
yeah?
Brian's
What are we
going to
talking
disagree
about?
with me. This is going to be awesome because I think Brian's going to totally
Yeah,
disagree. We're talking about would you package DeVries, Salas, Campusano for Ronald Acuna?
Yeah.
Yes.
in a heartbeat.
Aha! I love Bryan. For everybody
Sorry.
listening, Bryan, can I do a little intro? Is that
Yeah,
cool?
absolutely.
We're
Please.
joined by our friend Bryan Swarberg, huge Padres fan, one of the most generous, knowledgeable, witty, and fun to be around people that I've met. Pleasure to know him. The guy just exudes brilliance. He helped me meet Tom, by the way. He ushered that friendship along.
Help me meet Nick
sorry,
and
Tom.
Trevor.
And I'm currently
yeah.
just 2-hour drive north of him, which is just stupid that we're not like together right now doing this pod. I can't believe
That's a
we
good
don't know
point.
that.
Yeah. That's a good point.
But yeah, we've been trying to get Bryan on for a while, but he's such a busy dude. He works in the television and entertainment industry. It's pretty awesome, cool guy. Worked on a bunch of stuff that you guys know. Not sure if we're allowed to plug or should plug, or maybe we should let you plug, honestly.
You
But
know.
happy to have you, Bryan.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We'll be on in the first week of July, I think that Thursday. So, tune in.
Ever heard of it?
Free
Thank you
promo.
for the intro, Nick. You do me a lot of justice, so I appreciate that. But yeah, like I want to get in the weeds. Like if we're talking like
Yeah, let's go.
Acuna. Yeah, I mean it's similar to Soto, isn't it? Like if it doesn't work out like over a certain like number of years, like repackage him, repurpose him, and get some equity out of it. But like that's a guy that's like a game changer, just like Soto. So it's like, of course, bring him in and see what happens. Can I curse on this podcast?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
Big time.
Tommy, how you doing down there? You look good, mate.
Yeah, I'm all good. I'll make sure to get the Wrexham scarf on for
I'm
you.
a little disappointed you're not in the hot dog costume. Oh my God.
Oh, no.
That's usually a mandatory.
Oh man.
I left that
I
one in
wanted
my
to
college
eat you up.
dorm.
I really did.
I
I
would
was
have
like,
it on.
yeah, put a little mustard and onion on that kid. I'm going in.
Maybe a little
Nah,
sunscreen
I
too.
wish I had that on me.
Right?
Yeah, no, we were just like going back and forth. For me, Bryan, nice to meet you. I'd love the first name too, other than the B's probably better.
Other than the
actually.
B, at least
Yeah.
you got a Y in it. Yeah.
I do like Bryan. Everyone calls me Bryan. Bryan Wells, usually the pizza bomber. But if you throw back to anyone, Tom probably has no idea who that is. But unfortunately, that was his name. Bad alias to have on my part. But just in terms of bringing up Acuna here, like the one thing that I don't want to part with is DeVries, just because he is like the next. He's had the most aura ceiling as Fernando, is what we were kind of just saying right now. That would be the one sticking point. I mean, for Salas and Campy, I mean, Salas is 18. To me, he's getting to that expendable part to where he's been
Definitely.
such a prospect. Like
He's not showing the bat too, like unless
No.
he makes a major leap. Like,
Yeah.
like hopefully, like somebody thinks like, oh yeah, well, I can make him a hitter. But yeah, that one's a little rough. Yeah, DeVry. I mean, he honestly like he's a higher rated prospect than Jax was, right? And
Yeah.
look where that's at. So.
Yeah.
It would be tough to let go of, but I just think like when you have a chance at a generational talent, like go ahead and shove all in and just see how it goes for a minute. Like, and a worst case scenario, now you have like 4 of the most like exciting players in the sport, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like Machado, Tatis, Jax, and then Acuna. Like, gee, I mean, like we're the greatest show on earth. I mean, we're Showtime, baby. Like we're
Hell yeah.
we're entertainment.
Yeah,
So,
we're
Love
Showtime.
it.
Not those
So Showtime.
bastards up north there. So I was looking at his contract too, because that's another thing. Like it's not like he's making
It's so
40
cheap,
mil.
yeah.
100
I don't
million.
know who his agent is, but man, they let you down, bud.
The
Like
agents in the
who
Braves,
knows?
like they got something, some weird voodoo relationship going on to where they get the least out of their guys. I don't know, but yeah, 8 for 100. He signed it in 2019, so he's got another 2 years. If I'm doing the math right, roughly. So yeah, it's almost Soto. I think that's a great comp. That's Soto almost exactly, because I think he was 2 years,
Yeah,
right?
try it
he was
out for 2
2 and a half.
years, and if
Yeah,
like it doesn't go well, and we obviously, need to figure out long-term pitching solutions, right?
yeah,
But if it doesn't work out in a 2-year window, then it's like, great. Do you repackage him to somebody and get yourself like, that king package and with the Higgy, and then you get a piece that, lets you convert it to, cease. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
do something like I am all in on Preller. I've always been, and I
Hmm.
just like he'll figure it out. Like if
Yeah.
he's bullish and being aggressive, like great. And then if he's got to like tamp it down and find a way to
Hmm.
get creative, like I have all the faith in the guy. Maybe that's blind optimistic stupidity, but like I really do think like he's just like I don't think there's a harder working GM in the biz. Like, and
No.
maybe I'm a homer, but like it's crazy.
I I think so too. I mean, just you gotta, if we boil it down even further than him, look at his situation. He's a single guy in San Diego, doesn't sleep. Like I know that that sounds dumb, but it like gives him that foundation to just keep grinding. I mean, and we've seen over the years just the evolution of him. Like when back in 16, I think was it 16 when we made all those splashy like Kemp Norris like
Yeah, we brought
14,
in
15, 16.
Upton and Kemp, and
Yeah,
yeah.
all
We
those
tried to do
guys.
something, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and that was like step one, captured the fan base, and then that was him like first level GM, and now he's just evolved into like making those moves, but then also having like an exit plan as well. So yeah, no, I'm with
I'm
you. I
kind of
think
amazed that like anybody deals with it anymore. Like, can
yeah,
we ever
just get
trade with the White
fleeced.
Sox again? Like, can we ever trade with the White Sox again? Like, there's no way we're just taking all their
They're
talent and
just
making
gonna
it
start
what it's
signing
supposed to
guys.
be.
Yeah, just sheets they let go, and
No,
they're just
yeah,
yeah,
that one. But like, just seeing
yeah,
us like
Otani and
all of
yeah.
their talent into like
You know,
Easy as
legit.
the
like
whip. Oof.
to your point, Brian, it's kind of gotten to the point where he's created this model where like you
Hmm.
can't not trade with him. He's like, do you really not want this guy? Because look,
Yeah.
and then you're like, you know what? Like, yeah, it'll work out for this
And
guy.
the
And he
Nationals
always
deal is
works out.
probably going to
It's just
help support that argument, right? Like,
right.
like
Exactly.
James
James
is going
Wood.
Exactly.
off. So we're
James
like,
Woods
okay, we can
generational.
get
Yeah,
something out of AJ, but
Yeah.
he's going to get to do. And it's what a trade is supposed to be, right? Like everybody
yeah,
wins, you know?
Right.
yeah, yeah.
I just feel like look, going back to my like rant earlier, I just feel like I love AJ. I love him, but I'm not putting all of my eggs in we can develop guys that are beyond sexy prospect because
Yeah.
you can count on kind of one hand how many have done it. And like the first two are going back to 2004, right? Like, so
Yep.
Jackson Merrill is a blessing. Thank God he's never leaving, right? Like, hopefully
Yeah.
he extends, right? Like, we keep
2034 at
him
least.
forever.
Like,
We'll
yeah.
see
Yeah.
in 9 years. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
But until then, if trouble's brewing in that Atlanta clubhouse, get them going. Like, throw everything at it. I still believe that last year, the Kool-Aid was tampered with. We were supposed to win. I don't know how we didn't, but it was supposed to be our year. If last year wasn't our year, it's our year now. Could you imagine Acuna on this team?
No,
I
like,
couldn't. You got
I,
Gavin Sheets in the resurgence year hitting like eighth, like seventh or eighth.
dude.
I've been
Dialed.
joking that like he'd win comeback player of the year if he had a season to come back from, but he like really
Yeah.
did. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
it's just like unrealized
It's almost
potential.
rookie year. Yeah. That's a good.
So
That's a good
I think
yeah,
the
point.
Braves
I
would do that
totally
trade
agree.
though.
I think
Which
the Braves would
one?
do that.
I think
Tom.
they would
Really?
too. I
I
also
think
think that you could be getting towards like requesting a trade status. You get players on social media talking about if it was me, I'd get benched. That's like, dude,
Yeah.
get me out of here.
yeah, that's a good point. But like with Campy, I couldn't see Campy going. I don't think they're that
They
bad for
wouldn't want
catchers.
him.
They're not that bad.
They wouldn't, but
They're not that bad for him.
he's a Georgia kid though. So if they're trying to have this cool little
Reunion.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just as a chuck in, I don't know if Campy's gonna really get you anything, but it
No,
might
they have
just
Drake
be
He's
Baldwin.
a
They'd be getting
throw-in.
Salas. They wouldn't want Campy.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, see, Trevor's our resident AJ here.
Gurriel.
He knows everything outside of the pods that I have no freaking idea about. But
I will say, like the man calls some shit before it happens. Like
oh yeah,
he's got receipts of told you so's.
That's right. Always
Not
bringing
a
them
bad
out.
source.
I
That's
just
my
get
favorite
so pissed
holiday.
off when people disagree. I'm like, no, it makes so much sense, so I have to bring it back when it happens.
Yeah, of course.
I'm like, this
I
is
would
just
take my
basic
victory lap.
logic. Come on.
These are my favorite when I
Appreciate
get a
that,
text
Brian.
from
Love you,
Trev
bro.
like, remember when I said this? And then I just
Yep.
I just go to the timeline because I know he's just dropping receipts. It's awesome.
It's good stuff. Nick, you gotta bounce. You got time for Take On Nic? With
If we can do it in 5 minutes, I'm in.
we could do it. All right.
Okay.
Brian, we do a spin-off of Take On Woods called Take On Nic for anyone that pops on the pod for the first time.
This is a trivia thing.
Trivia, a little quick trivia.
Oh,
So
I've
we
been
have
observed, like this is a whole thing.
we'll have you go second after you hear all the questions. No, I'm just kidding. Nick, I'll do 4
Do I have
questions.
final cut approval in this? Like, what's the editing
Absolutely.
process? Like,
Yeah,
if
you-
you're gonna
You
make
get
me
final
look like
cut,
a
Brian.
full knob.
Oh no, there's a chance I go 0 for 4 just as well as you.
No, you guys should get a. You should get a.
Are these multiple choice? Like, what are we working with?
No multiple choice. I feel like there's a couple that are more. There's 2 that are semi-difficult, 2 that are decently easy.
I got some time. Do you want me to step out first? And
Sure.
I'll do that. All right. Let me
Step out. Go change again.
You know, this
That's
is like
outfit
Stump and
number
Schwab.
2.
Like, you got to go put the headphones on and not hear what the questions are. Oh man,
I'll pop these out and I won't be able to hear anything. But just Brian, text me when to come back. I'll have my phone.
Sounds good. Sounds good. I think he likes to go second just in case he can hear any of the questions. But no, so this Nick's been obsessed with this segment because he just like loves to be the almanac of our fellow
Has he been
almanac.
crushing it too? Like, does he just crush everybody that comes in?
He's pretty good. He's honestly pretty solid. We've only done it a few times now, but yeah. But well, it was a little unfair for Tom. We went pre like 2015 before he was born. So
Yeah, that is not fair.
Okay.
yeah, I'm not 10, asshole. Yeah, so we'll just have we'll do 4 questions this time around, and then whoever gets the most at the end wins. And then if you do beat Nick, then you can choose something off Padres website. No, he doesn't know that, but go for it.
I mean, honestly, like the bragging rights will be enough.
It's
so.
totally fine. Yeah. No, I just volunteered him for that. All righty. Question number 1. Given Michael King's recent complete game shutout here, who is which Padre holds the all-time complete game shutout record?
Man, I mean, there's a name that just jumps to my mind, but it feels like a tricky question. There's no way it's right, but I'll say PV.
PV?
Yeah.
Nope. I believe he was second.
Where's he on the list, though? Do you know where he's on the list?
I think he was second. Yeah. Yeah. Randy Jones had to dial it way back.
Jones, damn.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought about going the Wayback Machine, but
I
I'm
wouldn't
also a little, I'm like Tom for that question, right?
Yeah.
Like it's a little before my time, but
I wouldn't have got that when I was looking it up. I just so happened to check. But and he had 10 complete game shutouts. I wasn't around at that time. He also had 39 complete games as a Padre.
Wow.
So
also had some great barbecue for a while.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, he
did that.
got a good resume.
Really good barbecue. Yeah. No, he has good barbecue. I know. Yeah, they actually got rid of that. That's kind of lame.
Yeah, I know. It's a bummer.
Yeah. Question number 2. How many different Padres have won the batting title?
All right.
It does not have to be a full season.
Not season, just like the individuals, regardless of how many seasons.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be a full season. It could
But
be
with the Padres, though, yeah.
with the Padres.
Yeah. I assume so. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna say this might be optimistic. 6.
No, we got only 2.
No way.
Rise and Tony. That's it. That is it.
What?
Yeah, Tony took it like 8 times or something, and
A fucking
Arise-
crazy Chase Headley year where he came out of nowhere.
Yeah, nope,
I
like
thought
he apparently
had
didn't.
one.
Yep, only 2.
He's such a homer, just like a million. Oh god.
yeah. Yeah, right. I know, that's why when people were complaining about Blake Snell, like
I
getting
did say it was
Cy Young, I'm like,
optimistic.
yeah, I'm like, dude, give me those awards. Like we have nothing. So
But that
really is
blows
all we
my
could
mind.
hang on to. This one's really hard. I would have never got this
Fuck
one.
You, god damn it.
How many different Padres have won the Cy Young? You don't have to name them, just the number of Padres, I guess.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That is correct.
Boom! I finally
Super
on the
good.
board. Jesus Christ.
That is good. That's good. I did not know a couple of these guys' names here. Again, like when we're going like pre 98 for me, like I mean, we weren't me and Trevor like pretty solid going back to about 2000 just based off our age, but pre that I'm like, oh boy. I don't
Who are
know.
the 5?
I might have to research it.
Jones,
Oh, I
Snell.
think pulling bullshit on this last one. Gary Sheffield in 1992, apparently.
Not a pitcher. Thomas.
Oh no, in the last one before that, the batting title.
Batting title?
He didn't.
Yeah.
No, so
Maybe a
batting.
Silver Slugger.
Yeah, Silver Slugger. Batting title is if you have the
Oh,
highest
yeah.
average at the end of
Just
the.
average.
Yeah. So Tony and
sounds
Arise,
not
that's
bad.
that's it. So the 5 winners for Cy Young: Randy Jones, Gaylord Perry, Mark Davis, Jake Peavy, and Blake Snell.
Mark Davis.
Nice.
I didn't have Mark Davis. That was
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I did
that
not
was
either.
my fault.
89.
I stopped him
Right.
for somebody else.
I had no clue. And then when I was looking up his,
Oh.
that was in 89. His run in the late 80s was insane. So
I was thinking like maybe Kev Brown got one like for us.
Yeah.
So I was like I went like 4+, thinking
Yep.
there has to be another one.
I feel like that might be tough for Nick there. So we're good. And then, all right, last one. This was Tom's thrown in. When this is like whoever gets the closest date. This is going to be kind of hard too. But
Oh, fun. So
When-
yeah.
yeah, you can blame Tom for this one. When was Joe Musgrove traded? So closest to the date gets it correct, I guess. It's kind of like a tiebreaker.
I pick a month too. Like we're in 2025. Let's say, trying to think the fucking COVID years of this time.
Yeah, right.
Definitely around then. I'll say 2019 in July. I really don't remember if he was a
Pre-bid, baby or not, or deadline. Yeah.
Wait, so tell me where I'm at though before Nick comes back.
Wait,
Oh, yeah,
I
well,
want to guess too. January 2019 for me, my guess.
January 19th, 2021.
Oh,
COVID ruined the concept of time right there. Yep. I thought I had 2019.
Sure.
I thought he was with the team for COVID.
So did I.
Yeah, it says Joe Musgrove was traded to the Padres on January 19th, 2021
Wow.
in a 3-team deal involving the Padres, Pirates, and Mets.
That's great though, because if he has the same COVID timeline, especially as Trev, like I got him by 6 months. Like I'm 6 months ahead of him. So hopefully like he might be in
Yeah.
that headspace too.
Yeah, good point. I know, and like now that I think about it, I guess him and Snell came aboard around the same time. I know Snell was a free agent acquisition, but I think we did a pod like when that happened. That was off season. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I would have guessed the exact
I
same
think we
date,
traded
like
for Snell too.
deadline. We did trade for Zell actually
and
too. Trevor.
Darvish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Can you Snell a World Series was the title of that pod. Actually, I remember that now. Very creative there. All
All
right,
right, so I
let's.
got one question and then I'm off by 18 months. So
Yeah. You said
I don't feel very confident. I'll be
July 21st, 22nd, something like that. Well, if he
Well,
says
I
like
had to throw a date and I just threw the month. I guess I should have thrown in like
July
When is
31st
it?
is what, even closer. All right, Nick, we're
I'm
back.
calling bullshit again. It was Gary Sheffield. He batted three.
he has a batting
330.
title.
Yeah,
All right, I
batted
can get
330
my phone
in
up, too.
1992.
Maybe
Was
he
it
was
with the
traded at
Pods?
that point
Yeah,
That's a
he's
good
with the
point.
Padres. Or did he get traded halfway through the season?
to the
I think he got. I
Marlins
think he
Might
got
have
traded
been.
that year.
It was
for
just dog shit. It should count.
Was Trevor Hoffman in that
It
deal?
should count. Yeah, because the list I was looking at is where they ended up.
Oh,
but,
it does say he won one with the Padres in 1992 on Google.
Hold
Yeah,
on, hey, the
cool.
guy's in the
Whoa,
building
whoa,
now.
whoa, whoa, wait.
Whoa, hey.
I didn't hear a name. I didn't hear a name. But
Yeah.
I heard a year.
Honestly,
Rookie-
I think
rookie of
that's
the year.
only going to flip him more. I think
Let
that
me throw him
only
off.
helps me. I
Rookie-
think now that's going to get in his head, and he's going to, yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly
I
think it's a good thing.
Yeah, not rookie of the year. Sorry, Nick.
I'm not sorry.
All I heard was 1992 Scouts honor. That's all I heard.
Brian Brian got
Which
5 out
I-
of 4. So
I'm just gonna,
That's hard to
just
do.
put that on while Nick's doing his.
all
Just to make that. Put
right,
that in
Nick.
frame.
Nick, you ready?
Yep, let's do it. And then I got to
All
run.
right. Question 1: Who's the Padres' all-time complete game shutout leader? That's a sweet shirt, Brian.
Okay,
Nick, you should look.
the sucker's choice is Jake Peavy. I'm taking by that it's not. I'm gonna go Randy Jones.
Yep, correct.
Woo!
He was listening.
That was good. Yeah, he had the pods in.
Peavy gotta be close though.
I think he was second. Yeah.
Second. There you go.
Let's see how
Hey,
many.
but sucker's choice. That's
Low.
cool, man. Like, I'm right here. I can hear you. Anyway,
Down it goes. How many different Padres have won the batting title?
Win. Rise. Wait, do I have to name them or just how many?
Just the number. Yeah.
Win, arise. Feel like I'm gonna go 3 because I'm betting there's somebody I'm missing from like before I was a fan. or
From like
something. I'm gonna go-
1992.
92. I'm gonna guess 3. Final answer.
So we have conflicting answers here. This is a
No,
I should not
you
apply
can't.
for Who
Impossible.
Wants to Be a Millionaire here, but definitely don't have me as the host for this show, for that show. Jeremy Clarkson's doing a great job. It says 2 San Diego Padres have won, Tony Gwynn and Luis Ariz. However, I think that list comes from the end of the year. So I think it is 3, but I told Brian it was 2, so that might be a wash. I mean, no, I don't think so.
Do you know?
It does
who
say
the
2.
third
Like
was?
5 though. So
Yeah, but still, it's you get it right or wrong, pass or fail, right?
But do we
True.
know who the third one was?
Gary Sheffield
Gary Sheffield.
supposedly.
Oh, right.
that's the one.
He raked with the pods. Wow.
Yeah,
all right,
But,
let's
yeah,
give
so-
him a no on that.
yeah, I think that's a no. I had 2 as the answer on
We're
mine.
here to
so-
disagree, even though you guessed right. You're wrong.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah, I'll chalk that one up. I'm gonna chalk
You
that in
heard-
my brain as a dub, though. Just so
just because the last question is gonna be a fun little tiebreaker, so I'm gonna say no as the host of this.
Yeah, brilliant.
World game
'cause-
show.
Let's keep it interesting.
Yeah. All right, third question: how many different Padres have won the Cy Young, Nick?
Okay. PV Jones. Snell.
You don't have to name them to your set, give a number, but go keep naming.
Gaylord Perry. PV Jones, Snell, Perry. Hoffman never won it.
Should have though.
Probably should have.
Didn't he?
50 some saves or something like he should have. I don't
Got the
think he did.
fireman award.
No, I think he
I'm
won it,
gonna
Trevor.
say I feel like there's probably some back in the day that I don't know. I'm gonna say 6.
5.
Oh.
Just missed it. Mark
Have the
Davis in 1989 was the only other one that you did not name.
Never heard of her.
That's exactly. It's exactly all of us. Like Mark who?
Who?
Raiders? Like what's going on? Mark Davis in '89. So that, especially because you missed question 2, Nick. This is for the tiebreaker. So perfect.
What? Okay.
Last question: when was Joe Musgrove traded? The closest date gets the dub on this question.
To the Padres?
The Padres. Good. Yeah.
He
good
just talked about this. He was just interviewed.
Did he? I didn't know.
During,
This
I
is
think
Tom's
it was,
question.
Yeah, I
it was
didn't
like
know.
during a broadcast or something. He was just talking about how he came to the Padres. It was in the off season after COVID. So I'm gonna say, what are the winter meetings? Can I ask a question?
No, you
Are they
can't.
December?
Close enough.
Yeah.
I'm
No one
gonna
knows.
say
No one knows.
December 21. December. Do I exact date or what?
December.
No. I'm sorry. December 2020.
Okay, even if you said December 2021, you would have just got it. So, but you're pretty close. January 19th, 2021. Yeah, January 19th, 2021.
He just was. I swear, there was something somewhere. He was interviewed and he was talking about like how it happened, and he was talking about how they picked up Darvish and they picked up
No.
Snelly.
Snell, and he was like, "Dang, like they already got their guys. Like it's not gonna happen." But then they picked him up. They got him anyways, and he was like, "It was a perfect storm." I remember that. I thought
Dang.
that he was on that 2020 playoff team, but then I
That's
realized
what we said
That's it,
too.
dude.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
I did
and I
too.
was like,
I
So-
forgot.
it wasn't because
Our-
it was.
My guess, Brian's guess, probably Trevor's too, was July 19. I thought he's been on the team longer.
Yeah, I thought that too. But then I saw
Also,
the
for some
interview
reason,
and I
thought he was,
realized,
like, a
you know
trade
who?
deadline guy, but
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking of
don't remember him getting
what's his
traded
name?
either.
What's Flower Child's fucking name? Long hair McGee.
Clevenger,
Clevenger. That's who I think I was like equating that to
Yeah.
in my head.
maybe.
But
Ah.
Musgrove was the next year. Because I remember being like Clev, like, oh, Clev, like we're dialed, we're so good. And then it just wasn't.
That's good to
That
definitely
must
be
be-
because there's
yeah.
no way him and Cleb were together and like Lamette, like that's not
Right.
in the same
Yes.
strata. I should have deduced a little bit. All right, GG's.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah.
By
Go
the
fuck
way,
yourself.
Gary Sheffield, 1992, led the
Yeah.
National League in batting average. Is
Yeah.
a
No
batting
way.
Was he
title.
still on the Padres at the end of the season?
Yes.
That was the question. Is
He
So,
played
the answer is that I
146
looked up's
games with the
incorrect.
San Diego Padres that year.
How many games?
146.
So probably
I
more
still
than-
lose? It's fine. Like I'm okay.
No,
with
but
it.
I
Yeah, at
but,
least
like,
that
I need
wasn't
you to
the
lose by
tiebreaker.
more
Jeez.
because you're very knowledgeable and this one feels good.
Those are tough ones, dude. Like
Those
I
were
feel
tough.
good about myself.
Those are
I
pretty tough.
haven't been like doing deep dives into because sometimes I'll just go scroll baseball reference and I'll refresh a lot of things. I haven't done one of those in a while. Like I need to get back on my game.
Because we're all nerds. We're such
Yeah,
baseball.
you know,
All
I'm
right,
not
I gotta
using-
go. I gotta go work. I love you guys though.
Later, bro.
Fun pod. Brian, you're the man. Thank you for hopping on.
Good luck, bud. Good
See you,
seeing
man.
you.
Appreciate you
Thanks for
popping
the
on.
time.
Yeah, I actually missed Gary. That's completely on me. I was using Wikipedia and he's on there. So apologies, Brian. It was rigged from the start. It doesn't even count.
That doesn't
Doesn't count. We
I'll
told
take the
Nick he was
asterisk.
wrong anyway.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
if
just
you're giving
tell-
asterisks out, yeah, I'll take them.
Yeah, it doesn't count. It was just a warm up. Nick's good though.
I
Nick, like,
I feel better that like he like wins pretty much against everybody.
He got
so-
everyone right again.
he did. Yeah. And he almost, or except Cy Young, but he named
He-
like the guys, like on top
Yeah.
of just the number. So pretty
Yep.
impressive.
He didn't just luck box it. Yeah. And he just overestimated, the additionals where I was just like, there's got to be one more. So good on him.
But good
I'll do
effort.
Trev v Nick. That would be a
That's-
good one.
Yeah. Trev and Nick would be solid.
Season finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll
Oh, have you not gone up against him?
No, too scared.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just too good. I don't want that smoke, bro.
yeah, he took
Savant?
on
Are you
he took
kidding
on
me?
Ryan Cohen. And
Ryan Cohen was really good. He was probably
and he
the best
Nick
one.
still beat Ryan, and Ryan's pretty damn dialed
No
on his
kidding.
Padres.
Ryan's a wizard.
So
It's good.
yeah, I'm like, no wonder you wanted this like segment to pop on the show, dude. He just wants
Forced
to
us into doing
spew
it.
that knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah, show off.
But just
It was
a
his
couple-
idea,
yeah,
right? He was
that's
like, hey, we
right.
should have a segment where we just like,
Oh.
do some trivia. Like, I mean, not because I'm going to do it or anything, but like, maybe we just do it and see what happens.
No,
You know,
it-
Kind of
maybe-
like Take On Woods, but not,
but let's call it Take On Nick. Like it
Call it
was
Take On Nick.
100%. 100% him. Yeah. Which I'm like, dude, get
No,
over it.
he's
Yeah,
fucking
he's good.
diehard.
He's
Like, I
dialed.
mean, like that's
yeah.
one of the reasons why he just cares so much. And like he like makes me like a smarter, better fan, not only from his Padres knowledge, but just from having played the game at a pretty elite
Yeah.
level, you know?
Hmm.
So like, yeah, appreciate the man.
Takes me to
Yeah.
my next point. The Padres should hire him.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Why is he not with the team? So
I mean, I don't know if it's
knowledgeable.
before the pod, but like I gave his like
Yeah,
CD to like MLB folks that I made friends with like during the whole like London promo shit, and I like he had all of his like references, and I was like, it just makes a lot of sense. So I think it's just a hard space to break into. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It is
it's
super
a
hard. Yeah.
yeah, right. Like there's
Such a
probably
fraternity of
a
just,
lot of
yeah.
Yeah, you got to
nepotism,
be in
right?
it.
Like, and the guys that like kind of like maybe got close, but like didn't get there, they want to take care of because like, all of their like legacy money didn't invest. So like, I
Yeah.
think the guys are
True.
always going to get first priority,
Nepotism.
which
That is,
sucks.
it does suck. That's the nepotism part of it. Like that one word right there, I think is like the perfect word to throw in there, Brian, for sure. So like we had Danny, I don't know if you know Danny Baran from Twitter, but he's like so into minor league prospects, like especially into like pitching data. Kid is a savant, 17 years old. Like
No
he
shit.
can be like an exec one day, like just based off of his understanding and knowledge of the game. Like blows me. Like I'm not that like smart with all the stats and stuff.
Blows me.
He blows me. Just clip it right there. Like completely out of the water. Like just yeah, he's incredible. But yeah, just getting in is like the hardest part. So yeah, hire him,
Yeah.
Padres. Get
I
Hire
mean, I
Nick.
guess
in
the
the
one
system.
like sort of like silver lining is that I think a lot of clubs are like looking for like new ways and new things, right? Like
Mhm.
so maybe it's just like you see this 17-year-old kid that's doing these deep dives and is so
Yeah.
smart, like give him a shot because you've sucked for so long. Just like,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
He wrote his own top 30 prospects list, and at the top of the article it gives an estimation of how long it's going to take you to read it. And it was like over 2 hours long. Like that's how much like
Jim.
stuff he put in there. But
Yeah, it's like
um
baseball prospectus. Like he's doing like
literally.
chapters
Same kind
like
of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like and it looked insane. But
the
funny
other guy
enough.
too. I don't know if you guys have talked about him yet, but like too much Hortons, like that guy, like
Oh
he's
yeah, Giannis. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
yeah.
He's insane. Like he's like the GOAT of like Padres Twitter, in my
Yeah,
opinion. Of
ton of
just
deep
like
dives. Like,
Not
yeah,
Ryan Cohen? Not Tom?
from Tom
Oh,
definitely.
Trev.
I think
Tom's up there,
they're
bro. He's my
building,
boy.
right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I would
Giannis is up there.
no, I think go
I
in
like
terms
Danny a
of
lot though.
not
the
Ava.
Huh?
Overall, Taylor.
Trevor's
Uh,
Ava's Trevor's GOAT for
Oh,
sure.
Ava Taylor? She's
Yeah.
up there.
She's
yeah,
she
right.
worked her way
Yeah.
up
Top
quick.
five.
Top
She
five.
just flew too close to the sun, like Icarus. Like,
Melted away.
I think
yes,
in terms of like the like videos and deep diving on the content, like
yes,
that side of stuff. I think
yeah.
Ryan's probably the GOAT. Yeah, good point, Trevor, in
And
terms
then
of
him putting up like he's putting up like side by side pitches and like doing deep
yeah,
dives into the stat cast of it all.
yeah,
Like, I think that's great. Yeah,
How do
yeah,
you
yeah.
have time for that kind of shit though?
That's a good question.
that's a
You know what I
great
mean?
point. Yeah.
It's a really good
I
question. And
wish I
like,
could
where do
do
you
all that
start?
stuff. Like
You
I
know?
love it.
Yeah,
I love doing those kind of things, but like I'm just can't.
I
I've
feel like
been
if you've
pissed
got like
off
if
the
you've got like a
reels.
desk job, and like you've done your shit, and it's like, well, I'm just sitting here in front of a computer.
Yeah,
I gotta pretend like I'm
True.
getting work. Like, let me just go,
yeah,
dig
yeah.
all. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, before I know Tom had to just step off for a side, but just before we get kind of signed off here, Brian, first of all, I really appreciate you popping on. It's been awesome. We'll definitely have you
Yeah, thanks
back
for
on.
being patient. I know it's
Oh, no worries. No worries at all. You're on Tom's time zone right now, so it's perfect. We already got to coordinate with
we
Tom.
tried to
So
get together to
yeah,
watch the Tigers yesterday because it's a 6:10 over here, which like never happens. And it's
yeah,
just like we did try, but oh
yeah.
well.
It's all good.
Bummer.
He's in the middle of the country. So
Yeah.
but yeah, before we get signed out here, I definitely want to just dig into a couple points with you. Whenever we got new guests on, just like to ask like who your favorite player is and stuff like that growing up. So that being said, who was your favorite Padres player when you were starting to kind of become a fan, or even now? But
I'm a little older, and I was just a tail end of the career, but like I loved Benito, just like
Hmm.
hosing dudes from the knees, and just like I was just like a flashy catcher. Really, really love Benito Santiago. And then like that was like the guy that I gravitated to the most, like earliest. But
Hmm.
then it just became like Tony. I have a soft spot for Khalil Green.
Yeah.
Uh, Even Will Myers, like I loved, like, and I had so much hope for him. But yeah, like Benito was like the first guy that's like, dude, you're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like that's what the Padres want Salas to be so bad is
yeah.
a new Benito, you know. But that's cool. I love that. Yeah, we haven't had Benito as an answer yet. That's
No? Oh.
no. So
Okay, have you had anybody that's as old as me on this podcast? Maybe that's a
yeah.
fair question.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So no,
Yeah.
but Benito was electric, definitely growing up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish like if it was like if Benito came through in today's era, first of all, his like you look at some of those players where their skill set can translate different periods of time, like throughout sports,
Totally.
right? And he could you could have dropped him in the 20s, you could have dropped him in the 80s. If you
Yeah.
did, you could have dropped him now, and he would have just excelled at any time period. So those are the special players to me too, where they can, just totally hit the ground running wherever their play translates in any era.
Yep.
Um,
Couldn't really run on the guy. Called a
no,
good game and banged
yeah,
quite a bit. So
it's like everyone would yearn for a Benito in today's game. Like it's
yep.
just yeah. So and then last one, what was the Padres moment that hooked you when you were younger? Is there like a specific like play
Yeah.
or something that got you?
I mean, it's nothing like it wasn't like a monumental game, but like I remember there was a game, it was at the Murph, which I loved because
Yeah.
like I remember just like we used to just like walk just
Hmm.
around like the general concourse, which like Petco's incredible, wouldn't want
Yeah.
to change a thing, but like that ability just like literally just like walk, like a
In a
steward would
circle.
give
Yeah.
you a hard time. Yeah, because like go take your seat. No, I'm just walking to my seat. And you just keep doing a lap and seeing the place from like all different vantage points. But there was this game against the Rockies, and I was like super young, and I was there, I think, with like my little league squad. It was during like the Dante Bichette era, and I just
Hmm.
remember like it being such like a fun vibe. Like I think they were giving like I think Ellis was the outfielder, like that like the outfield fans were just giving a bunch of like shit to, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And just like it's the Rockies, which like
Yeah.
now looking back have kind of become somewhat of a nemesis. And I don't know. And it happened when I was really young. Like I was still probably single digits years old. But there was nothing meaningful or specific about it, right? Like I've seen like us get kicked out of the playoffs by the Cardinals and
Yeah.
so many other things,
Handful of
but
times.
like that was when I was older and like first getting into it. For whatever reason, that weird game against the Rockies that I think was with a bunch of like my buddies just really
Hmm.
stands out. And to be honest, like the team that got me into baseball was like the A's was like
Yeah.
that Mark McGuire. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Like,
Ricky. Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. And then like that was like during like the Bay series, like,
Hmm.
mid 80s. And then like my uncles like gave me a bunch of shit, was like, why are you wearing like an A's jacket? Like, I'm 8 years old. Like, I don't know. They're like,
Yeah, you're
"Oh,
just
that's a
like
baseball
I
team."
like him as a player.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like, there's guys that hit lots of home runs, and one guy's really fast. There's another guy who pitches really, like hard, like. And then like, yeah, it was like, oh yeah, so I start rooting for them. And then yeah, that Rockies game, I don't know what it was. Like
That's so
it's just
cool. I love that. Like, yeah, it's like in the actual experience versus like
yeah, a hundred
a
percent.
play.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
wasn't the
Hmm.
game itself. It was just like the
Yeah.
vibe, the environment. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't it was
The
fun.
Murph. Them putting out the temporary palm trees in between the
Yeah,
wall.
yeah, yeah. And the planters, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
dressing it
we got to
up.
be able to move them because like motocross might be in like in
Yeah.
next week. So,
Yeah, you want Dan Fouts, yeah, leading Winslow into
that's
the palm
right.
trees
Yeah,
there.
no, yeah. Oh my, yeah, 100%. Oh, that's
Yeah.
sad.
I
Oh
know.
no.
I know. I mean, Tom mentioned like a blessing in disguise of how poor having these little interviews here on the young guys coming up. But just in terms of blessing in disguise for the Padres, they've always had a great fan base, but they're the
Yes.
only team in town now. Like, so
Yeah.
that's a lot of the casuals that are completely flocking to the games now, which is really cool to
Yep.
see. I mean, I've never seen it this electric for such an elongated period of time. Like, there's been
And like
seasons where that's happened.
Monday nights, Tuesday nights, like
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Like we're showing up, and I've had to defend our fan base a little bit because I just hate when like they say that we're bandwagoners. Like I've literally gone back
Yeah.
like years and years and years, like almost to like pre-Preller. Like as far as like ESPN will give attendance stats,
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
like we've never been bottom third. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but that's for like 69 game winners. Like
Yeah.
I mean, and we're still doing better than teams in like playoff contention.
Yeah.
So I mean that we've always been a strong fan base that gave a crap, and now the product is better and it's enough to show up like night after night. So yeah.
That's such a good nugget. I didn't know we were never bottom third. That is
I
so, I mean, once they
I think we
started
might have like
clicking,
snuck into
maybe
like
one or two seasons,
like
but
maybe 1 year. And I think that was during like the Jeff Morad
yeah,
like
debacle. Yeah.
grifter, like we're gonna sell thing. But yeah, other than maybe 1 year, like
Yeah.
never, maybe 17th, well, like the worst that we did.
I mean, that's insane when you really think about it. Like, we have
Right?
had the worst product on the field for like, if you're just simplifying it to like championships, like we've had none, right? So that just the dedication right there. Yeah, I don't know. I think yeah, fans are pretty special. I agree. I get a little prickly when people say that. Just San Diego fans in general are like bandwagoners. I'm like, come on, like you haven't.
Yeah,
It's like
dude.
Cleveland at least got a ship here. Like there's not many other cities where it's just been like nothing or teams leaving or yeah, like
We all voted for a stadium where a lot of cities like, won't get that through like the ballot
no,
box. I
yeah,
mean, yeah.
yeah, that's true. It's a good point.
I think Dean Spanos is literally being like, oh, I fucked up. I
Yeah.
messed
Oh
up.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
made bad choice. I'm paying rent to stay in Cronky now. Like, oh man, like
Giving him
he
a
has
dollar.
to be, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't he
I
have to
mean,
be?
you have to look at like what's going on with the Padres right now and go, we could have had that. Like we were the ticket in town, we
Right?
were. So
All I had to do is spend just a little bit more of my dad's money. Not even mine.
his hot dog business that he
That's all I
glorified.
had
Yeah.
to do was spend some money that I didn't even really make.
It's crazy.
And I've heard
No,
he's a
he's
very nice man. Like I've been lucky enough to talk to some other people that are in the game, and it's like
yeah.
he's a good dude. It's like, and that's fine, but like I just don't think he was a good businessman. Like,
No, I mean he wasn't one, I guess. Yeah, like talking about the nepotism. I mean that's just natural. You're not just gonna give
yeah.
it your business to someone else. Maybe you will, but
The
not
way I've
not in
described
that
it is he
sense.
was born on third and found a way to get in a pickle between third and second. Like he kind of moved backwards a bit, and now he's in this weird no man's land. Yeah.
I like it. It's true. Well, thanks for popping on, Brian. We definitely, yeah, we'll coordinate for you to pop on with Tom in the future or by yourself.
Yeah, I
whatever
would
you
love
want do.
to.
But
You guys are
yeah,
great. So this is always a fun conversation.
yeah,
I just appreciate like always talking shop and
yeah,
shooting the shit.
love it. Yeah, really appreciate your
Cool.
time too. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of the Podfathers. Brian, Tom, we got two stragglers still. Thanks for for coming on tonight. Nick and
Two men in
and
Wales.
Trev, yeah, two men in Wales are on the San Diego show here. Appreciate you boys.
You're Wells that just root for the Padres. No big deal.
Awesome. Appreciate you boys. Appreciate you boys. Peace.
Yeah, see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Podfathers, a Slam Diego Padres podcast. The Podfathers is produced by Los and Walls and is executively produced by Jacob Lamb.
Our theme song is A Bubba by Trylock. To get in touch with the show, follow us on Twitter at Podfathers619. That is at PADFATHERS619. Or email us at podfathers@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major audio platforms.
Go Pods!